the Intelligence Committee. Good morning and happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you, Margaret.
So I know you are staying on top of all these events. When it comes to what President Trump has said publicly, he seems to be indicating not just that the U.S. had nothing to do with the attack on Iran, but he's saying this is not America's fight unless Iran hits the U.S. Should it be such a bright line?
Well, what the president said in his overnight post was a clear message to the Ayatollahs that if you hit America in any way, whether our troops or our citizens or our ships, for instance, then you're going to feel the full force and strength of the U.S. military in a way no one's ever seen. That's a clear deterrent message, setting aside the threat that the nuclear program poses to Israel and to the United States, because let's remember, the Iranian regime has been terrorizing Americans. It's killed thousands of Americans. It's taken them hostage. It still chants death to America, and it's building missiles that can strike not just our troops or our friends in the region, but soon enough here in the United States as well. And that's why President Trump has been consistent for his 10 years in political life, that we cannot allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. We cannot allow them to have a path to a nuclear weapon with uranium enrichment. That's the deal that he was trying to negotiate for the last 2 months. But as he said early last week, Iran was simply too stubborn. They weren't willing to come to the table and negotiate. And I have to disagree with the reporter who said that Israel strikes in Iran ended those negotiations. It was Iran's stubbornness that ended them. President Trump was clear about that, and he is still clear that there is time if they want to come back to negotiate an end to the uranium enrichment program, that he would accept that. But he's given them chance after chance, as he said.
But in terms of the line he's drawing on military force, should the U.S. involvement be purely defensive and deterrent, or should the U.S. be willing to be engaged in these military operations?
Well, I don't think he's drawn that line. He's been very clear that all options remain on the table to defend our own people, to support Israel.
That.
But he said that for 10 years, and he said it for months leading up to this moment. He said that Iran can make a deal and live happily without death, or there will be bombing. So I think he's appropriately kept all options on the table. He made clear in the early days of this conflict on Thursday night and Friday morning that we back Israel to the hilt. There's almost 700,000 Americans in Israel at any time, so of course we're going to protect Israel, and that we have the best military technology in the world. And he said that he has proudly provided Israel with those weapons, both in his first term and in this term as well. So we back Israel to the hilt all the way, but he's appropriately keeping all options on the table.
But he's emphasizing again and again, this isn't us. This isn't America. This isn't an American operation.
So far in this operation, we have not been involved in offensive strikes. We've been involved in other ways through our provision of Israel with weapons over the years, or our defense of Israel and its citizens and our citizens in Israel. Now, he has said his objective remains the same, which is Iran's nuclear disarmament. And he has said that that can happen still through a deal.
He prefers diplomacy.
And he would like Iran to come back to the table. I think now that Iran sees that Israel and America means business and surrender its enrichment capabilities voluntarily. If that doesn't happen, though, I think these strikes are going to continue.
But to the point, if it's really about destroying the nuclear program that Iran has, you know this very well, that there's this underground facility at Fordow, very deep, under a mountain. It's long been assessed that only the U.S. has the capability with a bunker buster bomb to take it out. Should the United States offer that kind of massive ordnance penetrator to Israel to finish the job?
Well, I'm not going to speculate about the methods that the United States or Israel might use to protect our own interests. I'll simply say this. It is, as you say, widely known that Israel does not have heavy bombers. It doesn't have those 30,000-pound penetrating munitions. But as we saw with Hezbollah last fall, as we saw in Iran on Thursday night when the Mossad had infiltrated officers and agents and manufactured drones in Iran, Israel has more than a few tricks up their sleeve. And I wouldn't be surprised if Israel has other cards yet to play.
So when it comes to differences in intelligence assessments,